Okay guys, so we will now develop the appearance and we will load all the friends from the server. We are going to the Xcode, we're going to the myfriends.myfriends.vc, and the first of all we will create a one variable which will be our coding object to store all the friends. Okay, so the variable which we're going to create is the same like NS Dictionary like we used to do before. So var my friends, or let's call it friends, equals to, then in the square brackets we'll write NS Dictionary, then open and close round brackets, and let's make this value optional. Okay, it means it can be empty or it cannot be empty, so optional. Then we'll write a new variable to store the profile pictures. Var space friends underscore avas equals to, in the square brackets, UI image, then open and close round bracket. Okay, so then we will declare the skip value, which will be initially 0, which will always increment with the more and more loads. Then we will declare a new value, which is a limit. Var limit equals 10. Let's say 10 friends at the time. Then we will load a friendship status also. Friendship status will be equals to, in the square brackets, integer, then open and close round brackets. Okay, very good. So then after that we will go and we'll write the function to load all the users. Okay, so I will just uncomment that one, which is a self-read index path, and right after this I'm gonna write a new function which is load friends open and close round bracket, and then open and close curly brackets. In the round bracket, first of all I want to access the ID of current user. Guard let ID equals to current user question mark open and close square brackets, then in the quotation marks put ID, else open and close curly brackets return. So it means trying to access ID from current user's key ID or return, do not go further. Get ID of the current user. Okay, very good. So then we will write a URL to load. Let URL equals to URL, open the round bracket, select the method with the string, and then in the quotation marks write http :// localhost /fb /friends.php. So let's make sure that this is a valid URL. So I just type it in my browser. So yes, it is valid, and we need to declare the body to avoid this error. Okay, very good. And don't forget exclamation mark at the end. So after that, here we are preparing request. Okay, then we'll declare a body. Let body equals to open, in the quotation marks, write action will be equals to / open close round bracket. In the round bracket, oops, even don't need this, just action will be equals to friends. And then we'll put and ID will be equals to / open and close round bracket, and make the reference to ID which we have just now wrote. And limit will be equals to / open and close round bracket. This is our limit. And for the and offset, which means skip, for the first load it will be 0, means do not skip anything for the first load. Okay, then let's declare a request. Var request equals to URL request, open the round bracket, select the method with URL, write URL. Then let's write request.http method will be equals to post. Then let's write request.http body will be equals to body.data using .utf8 encoding. This means to load all the languages. And then finally we will send a request. URL session.shared.data task with the URL and the completion handler. Data task with the request and completion handler. Request or request, completion handler, click enter, data for data, response for response, and error for the error. And then we want to pass this in the background queue, so we'll write dispatch queue.main.asynchronously, and don't forget to resume it here. Okay, in this now second curly brackets we will write everything. If error is not nil, means there is an error, so immediately we want to return this. Then we write do open and close curly brackets, and then immediately let's write catch, open and close curly bracket again. And here we are writing, we want to just save downcast this data. So we'll write guard let data equals data else return. Great, now we want to get the JSON from this data. So we'll write let JSON equals to try JSON serialization dot JSON object with the data which we just now accessed, and options dot allow fragments, and let's cast it as NS dictionary. Very good. So then after this we will access friends from this value, all the values under the key friends. Guard let JSON guard let friends equals to JSON open and close square brackets, then in the double quotation marks we will access friends, and we will cast it as question mark in the square brackets NS dictionary. Else we want to return this. Okay, very good. So then we need to get the friendship status of everybody. Here for the JSON put question mark. And here we'll write for friend in friends. So I'm sure you know from my another course from full Swift course, you know how to use all the loops. For friend in friends, then self.friendship status.append 3. If there are friends, digit 3 means there are friends. This is the ID for the friendship as per our logic. Okay, super. Then we will write self.friends. This are here the variable friends equals to the friends which we loaded just now above. Then we need to increment our skip value, self skip, then plus equals to friends.count. So it means if total loaded 10 friends, so make skip 10. Then we want to reload the table view, self.tableview.reload the data. Very good. And then here for catching, we will return error as well. Okay, so I would like now to here integrate one more variable, which is a boolean, to show is it actually currently loading or not. So I'll write var is loading equals false. Then we'll trigger it. Once we're executing load friends, we'll write is loading equals true. This function loads all friends of the current user. Okay, and if there is an error, so we will cast is loading equals false, means it stopped loading. And here we need also to show the alert. So we'll write here helper open and close round brackets, then write show alert, title server error, message will be error, exclamation mark, then dot localized description in current controller. Okay, the same we're gonna do for the data, but here we'll write data error. So this is error while connecting to the server. So we are showing the alert, and then we're telling that it's finished loading. Okay, no errors. Go to response from the server. Okay. This is safe mode of accessing loaded data from the server. And if else, show the error message. That one is converting data to JSON. Here we are accessing all the values from the key friends, which is received from the PHP backend. Okay, here we are loading everyone's friendship status. Here we are assigning all loaded friends to self.friends, which means mother variable, I will call it. Here we are incrementing skip skip value for the next load. Here we are reloading table view to see all changes, means to see all friends. And here I will insert also show alert, and it will be JSON error. And let's remove the exclamation mark for this, so it's not required for the catching the error. Okay, this is error while accessing JSON. Okay, so that is the function, guys, to load all the friends. Okay, great. Here actual friend is not required. I'll put just an underscore. Okay, brilliant. We need now to load this function, which is load friends. This will be run functions. Okay, super. So here total number of rows in section will be friends.count, total number of friends, loaded friends, friends.count. This is total number of cell. I'll write just a cell number. Then we'll write height for row index path. It was 100 pixels. This is a cell's height. And that one cell for row index path. This is a cell configuration. Okay, we'll come back to cell configuration. Then I would like to here integrate a pagination function. And here, right after load friends, here I'm gonna implement the pagination. As you remember, it's done with the scroll view did scroll. And here we will write if table view dot content offset dot y minus table view dot content size dot height is more plus 60 pixels gap is more than minus table view dot frame dot height and currently is not loading is loading equals false. Then execute a pagination. Okay, this function executed while the table view is getting scrolled always. Okay, so this one loads more pictures when you are scrolling just one page down and plus 60 pixels gap. So this is the if logic, which is very, very simple, guys. Okay, so this means load more data if scrolled down one page plus 60 pixels. Okay, so here, right down here, I'll write a new function which will be more friends, open and close round brackets, then open curly brackets. And here, as a reference variable, we'll make limit of type integer, comma, then offset of type integer, comma as well. Okay, then we will copy the entire content of the load friends. Entire content, we're gonna just copy this of the function load friends. Then we'll insert it here. And definitely there will be minor changes in this content. Okay, so the minor changes will be instead of resetting the friends, we'll just append newly loaded friends. So friends.append content of friends, which we just now got loaded. And we want to skip the first loaded users, so here in the body we'll make a reference left slash open and close round brackets, and here let's put a value which is skip. Here instead of offset we can write a skip. Okay, very good. So then another change is instead of reloading the entire table view, we want to insert a new rows. Okay, so this will be insert new rows. Okay, we will write self.tableview.begin updates. Then for I in 0 space dot dot less than friends.count, then open curly bracket, and let last section index will be equals to self.tableview.number of sections minus 1, because index starts always from 0, that's why. Then we need to access last row index equals to self.tableview.number of rows in section last section index. Then we need to access the path to the last row. Let path to last row equals to index path, open the round bracket, select the method with the row and section. Row are last row index plus I, and the section will be last section index. Then we want to insert in this path self.tableview.insert rows at, in the square brackets we'll write path to last row, and then with the animation, which will be fade animation. Okay, and then we will end our update self.tableview.endUpdate. Okay, so this is actually how it works. That is cool. So what I would like to do is, here for the function, here we need to call in the scroll view did scroll, we need to load this function, which is a more self, or just we can write more friends. More friends. Okay, I'll just copy the name here. As a limit, we'll write our limit, and skip, we'll write our skip. Okay, very good. So this is because we need to load the ID of the user. That is the one. So we're going to the main storyboard, and the restoration or the storyboard ID of the cell is what we need to declare. We're going to the main storyboard, select your cell, go to attributes inspector, here ID, reusable ID, write just cell. Then we're coming back to our friends view controller. We're going to self-wrote index path. Here we'll write cell, the ID which we just wrote. So we will cast the cell as exclamation mark. It will be my friend's cell, and then we'll write cell dot full name label dot text equals to 123. For example, this are just trial, and we can now build and run our project to make sure that we have got the number of cell equals to the total number of the users. Okay, it's getting built because we made some major changes in the code. So this function loads more friends by skipping previously loaded number. Okay, we're going to home page. Now I'm going to the user. Here we go. We got 3 cells loaded. So this is how we can get total number of loaded friends, and to show the number of the cells. So then after that, now we'll go and we'll load the pictures, the full names, and we'll integrate the actions for these buttons. So well done, guys. Congratulations.